cup of coffee, we have a tale that deals with the classic struggle of good versus evil that reportedly involves some of my ancestors. Yes, they were on the side of good, for those who may be wondering. There's a bit of a disagreement between me and my mother as to the names of the ancestors, but since I'm the one telling the tale, I can call them whatever I like. My grandmother used to tell me a story about Cindy the witch and her husband Nicewonder the wizard. Now, Granny said there was some kind of bad blood between her Uncle Alec and Aunt Becky and Cindy. She never told me what went wrong, but sometimes people just take a dislike to others without any kind of reason. Uncle Alec and Aunt Becky had a child, and while the baby was still very small, Cindy had put a curse on it so that it didn't cry like a normal baby, it would bleat like a lamb. That doesn't sound like a horrible condition, so there was probably more to the story than Granny knew. But in order to break the curse, Uncle Alec had Aunt Becky draw a picture of Cindy. He then took the picture, fastened it to a fence post, and shot at it. The shot wasn't clean, and it landed toward the brow of the hat in the picture. It was said that later that day, Cindy had been seen with a gash going across her forehead. Cindy then had to take action to counter the action of Uncle Alec and Aunt Becky by stealing something from them, and she had to do it quickly. So Cindy watched, and as soon as Alec and Becky were away from their home and another relative was present watching the baby, she came to the home, claimed that she had a cold, and quickly drank a cup of herbal tea that she had found sitting on a table. She then laughed and went on her way. She had successfully stolen the tea. A few days later, when Cindy saw Uncle Alec, she laughed and said, "Alec, tell Beck that the next time she draws me to remember to include my hat band." And that was where the story ended. I assume at some point the baby stopped bleeding like a lamb and had as normal a life as one can have after being cursed. There were a few other story snippets that I was told about Nicewonder the wizard, including him turning a local man into a horse and riding him during the night. And the next day the man woke up and had chestnut burrs all in his hands. And it's suspected that the man had somehow crossed Nicewonder, and that this was how the wizard had gotten his revenge. I don't know whatever became of the feud between Alec, Becky, and the others, but it must have not been too much because there's no other tale about it that I ever heard. What I do know was that it was a matter of white magic against dark magic. So if you ever have the need to draw a picture of someone, remember that the devil is in the details. So if you've had any kind of paranormal or supernatural experiences, UFO or alien sightings, encounters with Bigfoot, chupacabras, skinwalkers, whatever, if you've had altered states of reality with or without substances, send me an email at cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And if you just need someone to listen, I'm usually pretty good at that too. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.